Hello, SOC300 students. Welcome to Animals and Society. My name is Dr. Stephanie McSpirit, and I'll be your professor on this online asynchronous course. That means essentially that you will be required to complete the work required each week on your own time, all right, based on your own busy schedules, okay? Now, I've structured what I want to do in this short introductory video is just go over some of the basic nuts and bolts of the course so that you can get ready for our online class together this semester. The first priority is many of you are already logged on to our Blackboard course, and you're just waiting for this introductory video. Okay, just a quick introduction. My name's Dr. Stephanie McSpirit, and I've been here at EKU for 30 years. And I'm proud to say that I was one of the founding faculty members associated with establishing the Animal Studies program here on campus. This is the only, or it was the first, I think there are a few others now. This was the first undergraduate curriculum designed to give students a more holistic perspective on our relationship to other animals, bringing in classes in English, literature, philosophy, history, anthropology, sociology, as well as biology and comparative psychology, and so on. And so students who graduate with an animal studies degree have a broad conceptual understanding of our relationship to other animals, okay? And in this class, we're going to focus on the sociology of it all, in terms of the sociology of human-animal relationships, okay? And so we're going to bring a lot of terms and concepts from the field of sociology to understand our interactions with other non-human, because we're animals too, but other non-human animals, okay? And so a lot of you in this class are either animal studies majors or sociology majors, and we'll have a good conversation between students, and other students are from other areas who just need maybe a 300 level course in order to complete their degree. And you guys are generally interested in hey, our connections to the animal world. All right. And so with that said, guys, remember, this is a sociology class in terms of understanding, as many of you maybe have taken an introductory sociology class, but some of you haven't, and that's okay, because we'll be learning those concepts and terms and theoretical frameworks together, right? And understanding our relationship, not just to other humans, but now bringing in the sociology of human-animal relationships. And this is kind of a new field within sociology that has been developing over the last 10, 15 years or so. Okay. I've done a little bit of research in this area of animals in society. I just finished about 2 or 3 years ago a broad oral history project where we documented, along with a group of students, I always involve students in my research, where we documented the historical development of the mountain horses here in Eastern Kentucky, which is a particularly interesting gaited horse breed that was essential to the people of Eastern Kentucky. Kentucky mountain horses, mountain pleasure horses, and oftentimes referred to as the Rocky Mountain horses for various reasons, which we talk about in a documentary that we developed. But in any event, if you're interested in knowing more about that particular research area, I know some of you in your blog posts have already mentioned that you have a particular affinity to horses. I do too. I own 2 mountain horses now myself, and we can have some good conversations this semester. And I'll post a link to some of our projects that were the result of that oral history project where we sat down and talked with old timers about their memories and their perspectives on this particular horse breed. Okay. But with that said, guys, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and let me see, I'll share my screen just to bring up the syllabus and point out just a few items to get you started. All right. Let me see, I'm going to just go into the syllabus here and share the syllabus. I've just gone over some of the introductions. My office hours, 12 to 2, but I'm available pretty much anytime you need to talk with me. All right, so just email me and we'll arrange a time to talk. Given that a couple of my classes are online, I'm always available in the evenings, okay? And let me see. There's a picture of my grandson, Jax, when he was a little boy, and one of my favorite dogs in the world. I'm a dog lover. I'm Sadie. And the prompt here is our connection that we share with other animals can be very informative in terms of our childhood memories to the person we are today, obviously. And can help define us in terms of our own identity as individuals. Okay. And so in the first blog post, what I'd like you to do is talk about some of those neat memories or a little bit of a reflection on some special memories that you've had with other animals growing up. Okay. Just so we could start to think about the importance of animals in our own socialization, right? In terms of helping us define our values and what's important to us, okay? And the person that we are and that we're growing into, all right? And so, and I'll talk a little bit more about those blog posts as we move through the syllabus. So it's 131, introductory sociology is advised, but not that important. Time requirements for this class, at least 10 to 15 hours per week in terms of doing the reading that's required in our textbook, which I'll go over in terms of our textbook as I slide down this syllabus. The due dates and late policy, our chapter quizzes, and as well as your blog post will be due every Saturday by 11 p.m. And then I'll and then I'll open up the next weekly module, learning module. So just start to think of Saturday is when SOC300 items are due, okay? And you have the whole week to complete with each module opening up on Sunday, all right? I thought I would just kind of bridge that because some of you might be have more time on the weekends. Some of you not, but more time on the weekends to complete your work and start your work on a Sunday, okay? In terms of late assignments, in terms of late policy, no late assignments will be accepted. All right, because I need to keep everybody on a strict 10 hours per week schedule in order to receive these university credit hours, unless you talk with me in advance, okay? And you have pre-approval from me as your professor that you can submit your assignments a day or two after the required deadline. All right, let's make those arrangements before things are due. All right, and that's quick and easy to do by just emailing me, explain your situation, that things have come up and that you need till Monday or Tuesday to complete your work. And that's fine, okay? And I will accept it and just email me when things post and I'll grade it, all right? The reason why I need some kind of pre-arrangement is oftentimes I want to avoid students who are never present in class and then kind of mysteriously completing the work quickly in order to receive a grade. That's not how university courses are conducted, all right, for university credit hours. We have to demonstrate your competency and your understanding of the material, and that you're committing 10 to 15 hours per week towards the study and understanding of the material that's been assigned, and not just this class, but all your classes. Okay? And so I think, and I reinforce that by my late policy. Okay? And this is just to protect the integrity of everybody's degree, okay, in their coursework. Okay, and then I'll just slide down here. And I was getting ahead of myself. Your Animals in Society textbook should be available in your book box, all right? It's also available, I think, as a Kindle version on Amazon if you want to pay for it on your own. But of course, I would advise you not to. I just talked to the university bookstore, and some of the books are on back order because we have an overcapacity online class, right? And let everybody in so that they can take this required class in order to complete their degree. All right. We don't have an issue with regard to classroom space, right? And so if students need this class, of course, I'm going to let them in. All right. And so there may be 5 or 6 of you who might be a little bit, who might be waiting for their book, but you should have it by the end of this week, which is fine. No reading is required this week for that reason. Okay. Upon completion of this course, students will be able to recognize and discern concepts and terms from the field of human animal studies. And in terms of that particular field, which is really dominated by the field of sociology, right? In terms of our relationship to the human relationship to the animal world. The textbook, DeMello, Animals in Society. DeMello is an anthropologist rather than a sociologist, but anthropology and sociology, oftentimes we borrow and use the same conceptual frameworks. And this is a really good textbook, okay? From a sociological perspective as well as an anthropological perspective. And we're going to apply concepts and terms from this field of human animal studies to gain a deeper understanding of the interconnection between humans and their non-human counterparts. And how we're going to apply those concepts is by studying them in order so that we've received mastery in taking our quizzes, right? But most importantly, in terms of developing our blog posts each week based on our reflections on the chapters. And I'll give you guys prompts each week that I want you to write about, either, a page of writing in terms of that you're demonstrating that kind of understanding of the concepts and terms that are gone over in that particular chapter. And each chapter I've attached a study guide with a list of concepts and terms that I want you to focus on. All right. And then we're going to start to write about the social underpinnings and social structures that impact animals and society. Okay. How do our social systems, right, impact the animal world, okay, in terms of the media, our economy, right, and so on. How do those things affect our relationship to the animal world and impact the animal world? Things that we'll explore this semester together. In terms of weekly assignments, guys, this class is structured into weekly readings and assignments. Each week, a new chapter will be assigned that you'll be required to read. And based on that chapter, I'd like you to take notes based on this study guide that's attached. And you'll be in a good position by midweek to post your weekly blog. No blog post is due this week. Only your introduction. There's a blog post is required where you're introducing yourself to the rest of the class and reflecting on how your past relationships with other animals, either a pet or an experience that you've had, has kind of informed your outlook on the world, right? I'm doing a kind of some reflective sociology, all right? And then your quizzes will be 20 to 25 multiple choice true false questions, and that should take you no longer than 30 minutes to complete. And guys, because I want you to master this material, each quiz you can take twice, and I'll take the highest score. And your final exam, which will be cumulative, will be based on writing 2 sociological essays at during the final exam week, where you're going to reflect on the sociology of human animal studies from 2 theoretical perspectives that we'll be talking about this semester: the political economy perspective versus the social constructionist perspective. And we'll start to go over the social constructionist perspective in the first several weeks of class. All right, and I'll leave it at that. And then in terms of your grade breakdown, the average of all your quizzes will be 30% of your final grade. Your blog posts will be 30%. And your final exam questions in terms of yours will be the remaining 40%. And don't worry though, if you really work hard on your blog posts, in terms of your reflections on the chapters, those final exam questions should really write themselves, okay? So you're preparing for your final exam as you write your blog posts each week, okay? This is kind of a cumulative class in that sense, okay? You're building up to that kind of mastery where your final essay exams will be informed by all that you've learned and written about throughout our semester together. All right. And then in terms of the next thing here is our course schedule. As you can see for this first work, introduction week, first week. During this first week, your introduction to the class is that you've already started to unpack the Blackboard course, and with this introductory video, and also guys, take time to review the syllabus and purchase the textbook or receive the textbook in your book box. I'd like your blog and your response to 2 other students to be posted by Saturday, this Saturday coming up, August 25th at 5 p.m. And then I'd like you guys to think about, in terms of writing in your planner, everything is due on Saturday at 5 p.m. The reason being, I'd like to start to spend Saturday, given my workload this semester, I'd like to at least start reading your blog posts and assigning grades, because with 50 students and things of that sort, it will take me the Saturday and Sunday on Saturday evening. And so when everything posts, and that way I'll give you good feedback before the full start of the next chapter. All right. And so I'd like to spend Saturday evenings grading your blog posts. And that's why I need things posted by 5. But on Sunday, August 26th, I will open up chapter 1 in terms of human animal studies, the study guide and so on. But since you have a hard copy of the text, you can always move forward and start your reading now if you've got time. All right, in terms of enjoying the first chapter, where Margot DeMello goes over the field of human animal studies, okay, in terms of the theories and some of the broad conceptual tools that we use in this particular field. Okay, And so with that said, if you have any questions, you can post on the question board. But I would prefer that you go ahead and just email me so I can give you some quick feedback. Use your official email when emailing me, so your email gets to me. And then in terms of academic integrity statement, it says academic integrity, AI, but guys, in terms of AI also means artificial intelligence. Do not use any AI generated software in order to build your blog. I've got software now that's equipped to look and make sure that blog posts are not AI generated. And so that will lead you to failing your blog post, because again, that's not demonstrating that your own intellectual thought and grasp of the material in any way. And that counts as kind of a point against you in terms of the purpose of your university education. I'll call you out once, and then I'll give you a second chance to do better on the second blog post. You're going to fail that blog post where you used any AI generated software. And then if it happens again, then I'll ask you, then you automatically will fail this class. Again, I'm not being hard-nosed. I'm just trying to protect the integrity of everybody's university degree. All right. And with that said, guys, I think that's it in terms of the syllabus that is kind of essential right here. If you have any other issues, feel free to contact me, and I'm looking forward to our course together. And at the bottom of this introduction, I will share a few items with regard to some of the work and research that we've done in the past on the Kentucky Mountain Saddle Horse. All right. And if you're interested in that particular topic, feel free to reach out to me. And if you're, and I can always tell you about current research that I'm doing in Eastern Kentucky with regard to expanding outdoor recreation opportunities to families and kids as well. All right, in terms of a grant that I'm working on now. But in any event, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you this semester. All right. Bye-bye, guys. All right.